Good day, ma'am. I am Adonis Fistal from Business GM 4A. I'm going to discuss about the business organization and management chapter 1. It's all about business in general. Development of our business culture. In earliest beginning of community, business activities was already exist when the early people produced more crop or caught a fish or an animal more than that they need. They bartered their excess to another crops or animal that their neighbor caught. In that simple activity, business was engaged. From the simple beginning, in that dim reaches of man's prehistoric past, business grew and proliferated because of our increasingly complex and comprehensive until it came to dominate the overall culture of human society. In the ancient time, business was already highly developed. In the recent discovery, there were business transactions that was written in clay tablet, which over 6,000 years old. The Roman Empire had a clearly defined a wage system, device of business control like accounting, and business functions like insurance and banking date to Middle Ages. In the Philippines, business was already exist during the prehistoric times. Historians shows that the Philippines lies at crossroads of Asian trade and migration because as early as 9th century, Arab traders was already visiting the island, but in 12th century, Chinese traders took over most of the Philippine trade and even the establishment trading communities in the Philippines. In 18th century, the trade between Manila and Acapulco and Mexico was mostly happened that time. In that famous trade, Philippines was almost gained nothing from the fortunes of the Spanish because Chinese take almost of the profit. The Philippine product was so insignificant portion of the trade. When the gallons returned from Mexico, Chinese and other Asian traders claimed most of the profit. In that time, Filipino was the millions and the tailors of the soil. The Spanish were the governor, and the Chinese was the distributor, traders, capitalists, and the entrepreneur. This pattern was persuaded throughout the colonial period until 1898, and the traces of it survive even today. Business in the Philippines and other countries of the free world is basically capitalistic in nature. This means the society entrusts the working of the business process of the guidance of the private businessman. Business is capitalistic if they have, first, private ownership of non-personal means of production, second, production for private account, and the last one is the voluntary saving and the institution of bank credit. Capitalist economy, also known as a market economy, serve as price indicator between the consumer and the producer. The market involved as a result of the exchange between buyers and seller, which consequently lead to establishment of price. The private owner's objectives in engage in business activities is the earning of the handsome profit as a result of use of productive assets. In the modern business, culture had its beginning in the commercial evolution in 15th and 16th centuries. Then came the Industrial Revolution, mechanical invention, removed the production limitation which kept the demand from being fully met. Mass production gave rise to expand industry and trade. The modern business culture has such as all-embracing and pervasive effect on every single member of the Philippine community that it become advisable to have a clear mental picture of its meaning. For the business student who is engaged in the study of business basic subject like business organization, it is even essential to have a clear background of just what the term business means. Some enterprises are clearly business means. Some enterprises are clearly enterprises, while some are clearly not. In some cases, the dividing lines not so clearly drawn. Attributes of the business. Business is also called as an organization of the people with varied skills, which uses of property or talent to produce goods services, which can be sold to others for more than other costs. Business includes any lawful activity carried on continuously which involve buying, selling, or manufacturing, or financing as the rendering of a service for money. The fundamental characteristic of business. Some of these characteristics includes economic activity, buying and selling, continuous process, profit motive, risk and uncertainties, creative and dynamic, customer satisfaction, social activity, and government control. The fundamental characteristic of the business exclude professions such as law, medicine, engineering, teaching, and possibly some others such as activities are often entered into primarily because of a desire to render a personal service to others. Kind of business. There are many kind of business, but these two I give is the example of business. The commerce and the undercommerce. Commerce refers to the transfer of exchange of goods and services with the movement of goods from point of production to point of consumption. There are two types of commerce, the retail and the wholesale. The undercommerce includes a host of activities that have emerged around the actual transfer of goods, the collecting of goods, grading, warehousing, and transporting. Why people go into business? People go into business for a variety of reasons. They may go into business as owner and employee or as employee. Many commit to starting a business with a dream of financial comfort. While it's true that getting your company off the ground can take grit and result in some lean times while you're getting started, the ultimate goal of being your own boss is cultivating financial independence. The choice of a particular business. In choosing a particular business, a person may exercise deliberative judgment. He may guide not only by one person's preference but also a variety of influence and consideration being upon him. For those who are free to choose a business, the following factors may be needed: available funds, special aptitude and interest, training, education and experience, social status for business, and the last one is the competitive situation. Location factor and social values. Choosing a business location is one of the most important aspects of starting a small business, especially if you're running a small retail or restaurant operation. Finding the right location means everything. It can detect foot traffic, business atmosphere, and long-term success for a small business. The following is also important on choosing the location: the present or potential demand, significant social significance of business, and the last one is the secret of business success. And that's all for the chapter 1 business general. Thank you.